Mail call from the United States of America. Stand by, Americans. Stand by, fighting men of the United Nations. Here's Mail Call, sent your way by the Special Service Division of the War Department. It's one big package of words and music and laughter from home to you. And standing here at the microphone to speed this letter on its way is one of America's foremost stars. He's not only a fine comedian, toastmaster, and raconteur par excellence, but probably the greatest author since Gypsy Rose Lee. Here he is, Georgie Jessel.
Thank you, Don Wilson, for that very flattering introduction. You know, speaking of Gypsy Rose Lee, I've been reading her last book, and it's really great. I've got a little trouble with it, though.
Trouble? Why?
Well, the cover keeps coming off. But look, Don. But of course, I think this... Oh, that's the telephone. Will you excuse me? It's probably for me. Hello? Hello, Mama? Oh, how are you? Well, what am I doing? I'm the master sandwich on this program. It's called Mail Call. No, I don't get anything for it. No. No, this is for the servicemen, dear. Not the service station on the corner. This is for the armed forces. That's right, and it's a fine thing because all the stars give their services credit. Credit. This means it's free. I shouldn't be too big a hit or they'll draft me. Well, that's okay with me. No, I don't think they'll do that, and I'm a couple of years over the age limit. And besides, don't forget I'm a father. It doesn't count. Why? My wife wasn't born before Pearl Harbor. Well, all right, Mom. Look, that's silly, Mom. Really. You know, you treat me as if I'm still a kid. Well, I know I'm much younger than cancer, but who isn't? Say, tell me, Mom, what's new around the house? I've been wanting to hear the news. You got a letter from Cousin Milford? In Australia, that's so. My cousin in the Army Force. Yes. He's mad at me? Why? I called him a kangaroo? That was 8 years ago. Now he's mad? Oh, he never saw one till he got to Australia. Well, look. I should be proud of him, and why? He's in the Army 3 months. He's already a brigadier general? Couldn't be 3 months. You better read the letter again. He's generally in the brig. Well, that's easy. Look, honey, I'm very interested in Sister Anna. How is she getting along with her reducing? Because, you know, she's fat like anything. Oh, she's going horseback riding. Well, that'll help her. How does she ride, Mother? Side, saddle, or... Oh, she asked the man how she should ride, so it makes no difference? She's just as broad as a flower. Well, all right. No, I can't talk. I gotta hang up. I've got to introduce a very, very fine singing group. They're a great favorite of the boys, yep. They're called the Music Maids. How many? There are 4 of them. And they're very pretty, too. You worried again? No, don't. No. I'm going to listen to them sing as everybody is. It's called Hit the Road to Dreamland, and I'll talk to you later. Goodbye, Mother.
Twinkle, 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 goes the star. Twinkle, 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 there you are. Time for all the children to hit the hay. Cock-a-doodle-doodle-doodle, brother, it's another day. We should be on our way. Bye-bye, baby. Time to hit the road to dreamland. You're my baby. Take you in the land of none. Hold tight, baby. We'll be swinging up in dreamland. the moon, been a-blowing his top in the blue. Never saw the likes of you. What an angel, bye-bye, baby. Time to hit the road to dreamland. Don't cry, baby. It was divine, but the rooster has finally crossed. Time to hit the road. Time to hit the road. Time to hit the road.
Fine. Thank you, lovely music. And isn't that lovely? Isn't it a pleasure, boys, to see girls come out on a platform and sing like ladies without doing themselves bodily harm or fooling around like that? You know, really. I was in a place the other night in New York, Billy Rose's Saloon, nightclub, you know. And a girl came out to sing a love song, a ballad. And the song called Somebody Else Has Taken My Place, and what she carried on was that somebody else has taken me on. Somebody else has taken my place. I mean, those movements don't fit with the idea of the song at all. I mean, because you say to yourself, if that was what was going on, why did anybody take her place? Well, anyway, now I bring you a young lady who breathes romance. Well, she spends most of her radiant young life living in the atmosphere of the daring, dashing Golden West of a day long since gone by. The song she's going to sing was written by a fine musician. As a matter of fact, a pal of mine, and I heard him play a long time ago at the Folies Bergère in Paris. That's the truth, the Folies Bergère in Paris. Now, you just look at this money, but listen, the way things are going, it may soon again be called the Folies Bergère. And I know I'm brushing up on my French all the time. I expect to be booked in Lowe's Vichy. But anyway, this lovely little singer of songs is familiar to you as the leading lady in ever so many of the Gene Autry pictures, Miss Mary Lee. Please.
Direct my feet to the sunny side of the street. You can never have the blues when you feel like Cinderella. Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade, but I'm not afraid. This rover crossed over. If I never have a cent, I'll be rich as Rockefeller. Gold dust at my feet on the side of the street that's sunny. I used to walk in the shade where the dismal shadows play, but now I'm not afraid. Mr. Rover crossed over. If I never have a cent, I'll be rich as Rockefeller. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny, 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 sunny side of the street.
was lovely, Marion. Thank you. You know, fellas, one of the most delightful aspects of being a master of ceremonies is that you get to know so many interesting people. Now, for example, I've always wanted to meet the man that I'm about to present to you now. He's not only the leader of one of the greatest swing bands in the country, but he's a fine instrumentalist as well. For our mutual enjoyment, then here's the sentimental gentleman of swing, Mr. Tommy Dorsey. Well, Tommy, welcome to Mail Call. Thank you, George. You know, I've listened to you and your band so many times, and Tommy, I think you're great. But a whole new language that's sprung up around the type of music that you play. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a few questions about all that kind of talk that, you know, I may meet some young people, and I want to know that jive talk. What is that about? What do they call it jive? Okay?
You mean you don't dig it, George?
That's it, dig it. Now, what does that mean, dig it?
Well, it means you're not hip. You're not a last-on Jackson.
That's all. No, this I don't think I am. But tell me, how do you get latched on? Let me know about this.
Well, it's easy, George. All you gotta do is lace up your boots and enough of deck to string out a wide wire.
And from this you're making a living? That's all I gotta do. Well, all right, Tommy. Can I ask one more question?
Sure, George.
Look, what's wrong with the minuet?
The minuet?
Yeah.
George, that's one out with brass hubcaps and buckles. It's way off the beam, man. It's super icky.
What do I do with my crinoline? Super icky, is it?
Well, George, you'll have to throw that crinoline away, I'm sorry. If you listen to me, I'll have you trucking off the front burner like a real get-off man.
That's so. Yeah, I'd certainly like to do that, really. You have no idea how embarrassed I was the other night. Tell me, I had my little nephew over to the house with some young friends. He came over and he said, Uncle George, would you like to see me cut a rug? I said, yes, I'd like to see you cut a rug, Sonny. Well, anyway, now we got 12 small carpets in our living room. I can't understand it, I guess. I don't know.
Well, maybe the best way to explain it, George, is with my slush pump here.
So what?
Slush pump.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's the guy for trombone. You see, the different instruments have different names. For instance, my brother Jimmy and Benny Goodman, they play a thing called they're known as the liquid stick sucker.
Yes, sir. I think I was a sucker to start this whole thing. Tell me, what are some of the other instrumentalists called?
Well, a bass fiddler is a doghouse beater. A drummer is a gut banger. A saxophonist is a reed rattler. A French horn player is a pretzel bender. A violinist is a rotten sniffer. And a xylophonist is a wood chopper. Now are you hip, Gates?
Oh, solid Trudy, Jack, solid.
George, you're mellow as a cello. Now I'm going to crash my choppers into some sweet meat and plant a few ribs for you that are really sunburned.
Do that, Tommy. Go ahead. This is a sunburned rib?
Sure. Now here's some carp meat for you. You know, corn.
I get it. Yeah. Here, this you have with salt and butter. I understand that, of course.
Now get a load of this.
All right, go ahead. What is that, Tommy?
That's smart.
Well, brother, now you're getting in my department. Look. First time I ever saw it come out of his trombone. Well, look, Tommy. I certainly appreciate this lesson. The next time you see me, I'll be a regular groovy gut. Now, how about playing the tune that all the fellas, hep or unhep, love to hear you do, I Got Rid of?
You got a pop, I'm taking off.
Thank you, Tommy. Thank you, Commodore. That really sent me, but I'm glad it didn't send me far away because I wouldn't want to miss our next mail call contributor for anything. You bring your fair self to add a warm greeting to this letter and to you boys, wherever you may be. Gentlemen, a thing of beauty is a joy forever, and so I bring you Paulette Goddard. Miss Goddard, you look beautiful tonight. That gown is so lovely, really it is. That dress certainly brings out your eyes, Miss Goddard.
It brings out yours, too.
No, Miss Goddard, now the light in my eyes is just one of admiration. Really, although I do wish I had met you some years ago. Oh, would you have been in my book?
George, inasmuch as I'm going to ask you to help me.
I am yours to command.
Well, I'd like to do a lot more to entertain the boys, but frankly, I'm handicapped.
You are handicapped? I should be so handicapped. Well, tell me, how do you mean?
Well, I mean, when I make trips to the camp, I'd like to be able to do more than just say, I'm so happy to be here tonight. Good luck and so long.
Well, I can understand that. That would be the last thing that anybody'd want to hear from you. So.
Oh, no, here's what I mean. When Judy Garland goes to the camp, she sings for the fellas. And when Eleanor Powell, she does a great dance. But me, what have I got to offer the boys?
Well, yes, well, hope we don't lose this laugh, but you might, you could play a little pinochle with them if you want. Well, since you don't sing or dance, I mean, just what would you like to do, Miss Goddard?
Well, George, I'd like to be funny. I'd like to make the boys laugh.
You mean you want to tell jokes?
Mm-hmm. You know, I've got some jokes here, and I'd like you to give me some pointers on how to tell them.
Well, I'd be very happy. Then you tell a joke. I'll listen. If it's bad, we'll cut it out. If it's good, I'll write it down. Go ahead.
All right, here goes. Hello, fellas. You know, a funny thing happened to me on my way to the studio tonight. A fellow stopped me and he asked me for $2 for a cup of coffee. I said, what do you mean $2? Coffee's only a nickel. And he said, I know. I like my own percolator.
That's pretty good, but as we often say, what you need is more definition. You should have a more definite style. Now, for example, take Ed Wynn. He's one of our greatest comedians. But with all due respect to Mr. Wynn, he has as good a time telling a joke as the audience has listening to it.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, for instance, you told it the last one in a little too somber a fashion. Now, laugh it up. For instance, Wynn will say, the funniest thing happened to me. Oh, the funniest thing happened to me. On my way here, I went to a blacksmith. He still gets his shoes there. But anyway, he laughed all the time, and I think possibly you get the idea, Mr.
It's very good.
I'll just take one of those jokes that I have here, and I'll try.
That's make it gay,
All right, here goes. It seems that there was a private who just returned from an 18-mile hike. And the top sergeant told him that he'd be on guard duty all night.
Maybe I better teach her to dance. Now, look. I don't think that Mr. Wynn's style is for you. Now, why don't you try telling a joke with the Jack Benny technique? Now, Mr. Benny, as you know, has a very easy delivery. He doesn't need any joke. He just says, hello again. Oh, gee whiz. Now, cut that out, Mary, and the people die laughing, don't they?
Well,
why don't you try it, honey? Try the Jack Benny style.
Well, I've got a rather old joke here, but maybe it'll be all right, Jack Benny's way. Who was that, old geez, I seen you with last, that was no hello again. That was my,
You don't sing at all, huh, Miss Goddard? How about a little sauce of tea for two or something?
Oh, you're not giving up, are you?
Not at all. Now, we'll try one more. We'll try Bob Hope. Now, you've worked with Hope a great deal. I'm sure you ought to have his style down pat. Try a joke his way.
Well, I should have it down pat. Let's see. Now, Bob works rather fast, doesn't he?
Yeah, very fast. Bob Hope tells 8 jokes while Bob Burns is saying Uncle Fudge. I tried the Hope method. Go ahead.
All right. I'll do Bob Hope and Jerry Colonna both.
Sort of a bargain day on mail call. Go ahead.
Hello, Jerry. How was your trip down here? It was tough sledding, Hope. Tough sledding. Well, how come, Jerry? No snow. Or
maybe you could play an instrument of some kind. Now, look, Miss Goddard, we've used up practically all the comedians. There's only one style that you haven't tried. Why don't you try me? Try my style.
Oh, but I want to be funny.
Right? In gratitude, thy name is Goddard.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, George. I'll try your method. May I borrow your phone?
You may rent my phone. Here, go try it.
Thank you. Hello, Mama? Our sister Anna is fat like anything, so help me. Oh, by the way, Mama, did you get that South American bird I sent you? You did? What? You cooked it? But, Mama, that bird speaks 7 languages. What? You should have said something. Goodbye, Mama.
Miss Goddard, all I can say to you is you can start on a tour of the camp tomorrow.
Thank you, George, but before I go, I want to do something to entertain the boys on this mail call.
All right, the microphone is yours.
Thank you. Hello, fellas. This is Paulette Goddard saying I have much aloha for you, and I'm so happy to be here tonight. Good luck to you, and so long.
Thank you, Paulette Goddard. And now our charming little singing star, Mary Lee, comes back to sing Liza.
Liza, Liza, skies are gray. What if you smile on me, all the clouds roll away? Liza, Liza, don't delay. Come keep me company, and the clouds roll away. See, the honeymoon is shining down. Make a date with Parson Brown. Oh, Liza, Liza, name the day when you belong to me and the clouds roll away. Liza, 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 say hey. Don't you come take a chance with me, clouds will roll away. Liza, Liza, don't delay. Come keep me company and the clouds will roll away. See the honeymooners shining down. We make a date with Parson Brown. Liza, 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 name the day when you belong to me and the clouds will roll away, away.
You know, I've taken a lot of kiddings through the years about singing old-fashioned songs on the stage and on the radio, but I can't help feeling that a song with the right kind of sentiment and sweetness is a sure bet to outlive a lot of the current jive that we hear today. I'd like to sing a chorus or two for you of a song that I sang many years ago called My Mother's Eyes. One bright and guiding light that taught me wrong from right I found in my mother's eyes. Those baby tales she told that road all paved with gold I found in my mother's eyes. Just like a wandering sparrow, one lonely soul, I've walked the straight and narrow just to reach my goal. God's gift and from above, one real unselfish love I found in my mother's eyes. You know, I picked this kind of a song to sing a long time ago because it's the kind of song I used to sing when I was a kid and I first went on the stage. I was only 9 years old when I first went on the stage. That's a long time ago. Over 20 years ago. Easy. But listen, the songs in those days had so much heart, so much warmth, so much tenderness. If you sang a love song, the people knew it immediately by its touch. I can't tell why I love you, but I do. I'll be with you when the roses bloom again. You love me in December as you do in May. Love songs. Today the love songs are, I met her on Monday, the Jersey bounce, and I got the neck of the chicken. Beat me, Daddy, with the Hudson tube. Shoot the meatball in the corner pot. We live in an age now that is so lacking in romance. I saw an ad in the newspaper the other day. Man with canned goods wants to meet woman with gasoline. God gives from above one real unselfish love I found in my mother's eyes. Fella, this is still George and Jessel, and right now what I'm going to say is not a gag, although I'd like to ram it down the throats of the Nazis and the Japanese. I want to tell you about some fighting men who never saw a tank or a gun. They do their fighting with a settled and torture, and their battlefront is on the floor of the sea. I mean the men in the Navy salvage crews. And if you wonder what kind of a job they're doing, well, listen. Just look at the score. 19 ships wrecked at Pearl Harbor that day. There's 14 back in action right now. 3 more in dry dock, almost ready to go. And the last 2 stripped of over half their parts to be used at once for new naval construction. And Indian naval construction. Well, that's a pretty good score, isn't it? 19 hits and 19 errors, but Japanese errors. Because they didn't figure on these boys of ours. Divers, the burners, the pumpers, the metal men who raised those battered hulls and sent them back to sea, rebuilt and improved, and even better fighting ships than they were when the Japanese came sneaking out of the sun. That's the kind of job our boys have done. The kind of job they're doing every day in dozens of places around the world. Working above water and below. Working on jagged, treacherous metal, sometimes fathoms below the surface. In pitch darkness, where a single false step means death. Heart for heart and man for man, they match any fighting group in the world. Your buddies. The guys in the salvage crews. The men who carry the torch for victory.
Well, fellows, that's the last page of our mail call letter for tonight. Signatures included George Jessel, Paulette Goddard, Tommy Dorsey, Mary Lee, the music maids, and yours truly, Don Wilson. This program was arranged with the cooperation of the Hollywood Victory Committee. Another mail call will be coming your way the next time you hear. Mail Call is produced for you servicemen of the United Nations by the Special Service Division of the War Department of the United States of America.